my God, welcome to Be So Light. My name is Felicia, as well as Niana, as well as Priestess Makala. I don't even know where to start. I'm just like, oh my gosh. Craziness. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Um, so the UV rays today for California is average at a 9. Puerto Rico is at, I think, 11 or a 12. Um, it's up there. So welcome to the 10th day of sacred purpose. And one of the things, if you have your oil, grab some oil today. You're going to need it. Because it's just, you got to kind of wake up the senses. You know what I mean? And be in that energy of that. Where do I start? I just don't know where to start at. It was so around, let's see, the first wake up was at 12:30. Second wake up was at 3. And then I think it was 1, 2, 12. Yeah, 3. 4:30. And then finally I just said, okay, it's time to get up. So the energy was crazy last night. And it was one of those energies where you could feel it. And I knew when I looked at the sky last night, it was this bright pink color. And I said, oh, okay. That's coming in. So the whole sky was this bright pink, really pink. And it was so pink that on the side of the other apartment buildings, it turned the apartment buildings pink. And I was like, wow, look at that. Talk about, yeah. It was very much pink. So we're going to talk about the thought process and detox, and setting up. And just a quick reminder, this is Be So Light Tribe. We come here and help you remember who you are. That is my intention, to assist you with that, as well as when we come together as a community of consciousness, we're holding that space. We're holding that light. So others that come in on a lower frequency who have forgotten their light and want to come in here being low vibrational beings, we don't consent to your energy or your entities. So you're being very much more encouraged to go to those platforms and hang out at other lower vibrational platforms that can feed you. Over here, if you stay, just know that the energy will require you to lift up in energy frequency. Okay? So it's all about free will. I mean, you came of your own free will, right? Therefore, if you are aware and you're stepping into this energy, that's what's going to happen. What can I say? We're good at what we do. So, let's talk about this. So when we're doing our creation and we're putting the energy forward into, hold on one second, I've got to clear. Putting our energy into what we're creating, how we're moving forward into our sacred purpose. It's all about, how are you holding your thought process? Are you being impatient? Are you sitting in this place of, I just wonder if it's really going to work? Are you sitting in that? Because if you're thinking like that, you're undoing what you are really moving into, what you're creating. So you don't want to have that type of thought process. And when we are doing days where it's like 21 days, 30 days, whatever that amount of energy that we're putting in together and cultivating what you're creating, and that energy comes with it, you want to make sure that you're just holding a clear space, allowing to for it to unfold. You're not trying to manipulate. You're not trying to get it to be the way you want it to be. You're just allowing, okay, and receiving what you created. Okay, that's the whole purpose of doing what we're doing, building the momentum, and yet holding the space and allowing it to unfold. Okay, and a lot of times it'll unfold in a way that you didn't see coming. I mean, we're gonna get into some really fun topics right here because I had to wait and ask. I said, "Well, what do you want me to talk about today? What's the theme? What are we diving into? What is the focus for the community? What is the focus for the Being So Light tribe? What do you want us to dive into?" And it was quiet, and then finally it was like, let's talk about the thought process, and then let's dive into the detox of that. How do you detox certain energies? How do you bring in the healing of the self? It's great and fine and dandy to have your anchoring and your purpose and everything, but what if you're not really solid in yourself? What if you've had some challenges lately? What if you had some bad news given to you and it's challenging your belief center, and it's going in a place of where you're like, you really have to take care of yourself now. You really have to stay focused on your energy of being healthy. So we're going to talk about how you're staying healthy and energetically, what it takes to create a spontaneous healing within the self. Now, I've talked about this before. I think 2 months back, a video, but we're going to visit it again because there are things coming up in people's lives right now where your thought process, how you're anchored into your true timelines, is going to challenge you to really be solid in here, to really anchor in and hold that energy of healing for yourself. Okay? So, one of the things, let's just talk about where you are right now. We're in our 10th day. We are in day 10. Today is June 15th, Saturday, and it's the white self-existing mirror. It's guided by timelessness. Guided by timelessness. But when we look, let's see, let's go into how it's affecting the body, because the energies that came in last night were off the hook. So it says white self-existing mirror, kin number 238. And the color is white. It's connected to the planet Neptune. The chakra is the solar plexus. The earth family is signal. And it's all about, I define in order to reflect, measuring orders. I seal the matrix of endlessness with the self-existing tone of form. I am guided by the power of timelessness. So when we look down, it says, to lead a universal life, we must do our best to be absolute, positive, radiating love into our environment. And that is so true. So this is going to be dealing with the third eye here in the cosmic waking consciousness mediumship here. And then right off to the third mental sphere of consciousness. And this is hooking into that fourth and dimensional cosmic energy. So that's what today's energy is going to be like, just to let you know. It's that rhythmic matrix. Okay? So you have to hold that space of what you're creating. And you don't hold the energy of doubt. You don't hold the energy of judging it. You just allow. And keep it simple. You just allow. Allow yourself to receive it. Okay? This is challenging for a lot of people who are used to do, go. Um, I want it like this, I want it like that. And I even catch myself being the Capricorn analytical mind, always wanting to, okay, what's the outcome of this? Da 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 da. I'm always wanting the end result of things, get the end result. And if it's not coming fast enough, I'm like, okay, what do I have to do differently? Whatever. And it's the head talk. What are you saying in your head? What are you saying? What are you saying? It's the head talk. So being mindful of your head talk and how you're saying things and the words you're using will keep the momentum moving, other than it slowing down and then causing a problem where the momentum is just settled down and now it's not moving forward. You're like, we don't want the stuck, because you don't want to be in a stuck energy. You want it to flow. You want it to unfold. And the best thing I've always loved doing is do without doing. Do without doing. You put it out there, you've anchored it, you've written it, you had your thoughts on it, you spoke it into the air, you spoke it into water if you needed to, whatever that is, and you have released it. But you're doing without doing. And it's always that energy of the expected outcome is the result of what you put out there. You're not expecting anything less. You're expecting the outcome of what you have anchored into that higher timeline and anchored to that higher self. So this is the magic of the alchemy. When you see yourself and yourself shows itself to you, the higher self, and you get the images of what you look like, once you see that, that's like an etching into you. And it's giving you permission to join up with that, what you just saw. Okay? For instance, for me, I'm going to use the example with my hair. Now, from the age of 10 all the way up to the age of 50, I'll say 49, but 50 was cut off, I had permed my hair. No if and buts about it. If it wasn't permed, it was pressed. Okay? But once I got done with pressing it, doing that, it was like, and back in that time, there's no such thing as blowing it out. Blow dryer stuff, blow the hair. No. You put the comb on the stove, heat it up, and you took the hot thing, and your mom would come through and stretch your hair out, okay? And you weren't allowed to get it wet, and don't you dare sweat it out, because then your mom would have a fit that she would have to press your hair all over again. And then there was my mom was really good with the curling thing, and those days of hearing her grab it off the stove and click, and then curling it, and then, and I was like, ugh. And then you don't want it to get burned. And then there was always, don't move. I don't want to burn you. So in that process, finally letting go of perming my hair and releasing it, to just walk out of that and say, you know what? This is where I'm using this as those old thought and beliefs. Now, I'm using this as an example. You're going to understand this. The old thought and belief was put upon me that my hair was that grade 4 kinky hair, and it meant that it wasn't good hair, and you have to do these things in order for it to look right, in order for it to look good. Because if you wore your hair in its natural state, there was going to be a problem. You didn't look like everybody else. You can't do that. back in that timeline, that era, okay? That's what that imprinted energy of belief was, okay? So coming into that belief, that's that energy, imprinted energy, pay, pay attention to the words I'm using. Imprinted energy that was on me, that I had to do that in order to be accepted into society and to look presentable to other people and on jobs and schools and stuff. Okay. That was the imprinted thing. So I followed through. I got all the hair products. I made sure I maintained. I made sure I conditioned. I made sure I did it this way. I went to the salons. I did the weaves. I did this. I did that. All the stuff that comes along with hair in our culture. You wouldn't believe some of the things we have to do. So when I finally made the decisions, when I went into yoga training, and to finally say, I'm done. I don't want to perm my hair anymore. I don't want the chemicals anymore. I got tired of the scalp irritation and the sensitivity and the itchiness that would just drive you nuts because it's the chemicals that's in the product. And so when I consciously made that decision, I whacked all the permed hair off, got my hair all the way down, and then I just allowed myself to be that. And what a journey that was. Because then I was like doing little twists, letting it grow out, but there was something about it that was still not allowing my hair to grow as fast as I want. Because I still had the old belief that my hair had to have that perming in order to look right. But there was a lot of chemical damaging, okay? So I had to keep telling myself, no, I'm not going to do it. And there's those times when you're looking at your hair and you're like, I want to do something different with it. And then you get tempted and then you're like, oh, maybe I'll go ahead and perm it. No, I stayed true to it. And I am so happy. I am 58, but I started that process, ended it at, hi darling, ended it, no perming, when I turned 50. I wasn't going to do it anymore. And it's been 8 years that I've had a personal journey with my own natural hair the way I was born with it. And it has its own, some would be straight, some's kinky wavy, some's really tight, but I had different friends. But here's the thing. Whenever you go through an illness, especially if it's something like cancer, your hair will change. And my hair started I started growing these long, straight strands of hair. And it was weird. It was kind of like, what the hell is this? Like perfectly straight strands of hair. I'm like, what is that? One time I had one, it freaked me out so much I was taking a picture and I sent it over to the grandmother and I said, what the hell is this? Because this is like throwing me off. I don't understand this. It's like the hair was doing something different. Yes, did the chopping. So I said, okay, so I did my yoga training and I had 2 dreams. One dream I saw myself talking to somebody in Whole Foods and I had these really long braids and dready like hair and I was glowing, I was emanating, and it was my hair. And I was like, wow, I'm seeing myself in my true, authentic, natural medicine woman self of what I do. And I was just smiling. I was talking to this person in the store and, yeah, come and do yoga and let's breathe and get grounded into the earth and da-da-da-da. And I was just as happy as I could be. And then the next time I had a dream, it was more galactic. And I was on a different dimension at a different planet. and I saw myself. I believe it was Lyran. And that energy where my hair was growing and it was poofy and it had like braids here, and then I had like a bun, and it was just, it had grown out and I could see it for what it was. And I was like, wow, that's what I'm really gonna look like. And the image of that dream of the higher self looks at me and said, yes, this is the mirroring effect. I'm just showing you another dimensional self of you, what you look like here. And I was like, wow, I like that image. I like that. I like that. I would like to have that. I was like, okay. So now we step forward to now. How I just said no, got rid of that stuff. You need to leave. You're in this space. You need to go. Okay? We're not thief, whatever you are. We don't put up with that energy here. So you need to go. If you stay, the energy in Be So Light is going to help you with your demonic self to be so low. Okay? I'm pure of love and energy in what I do. So, we don't have time for you. Let me help you. There you go. You stay too long, you get the energy imprints on you. Okay? I don't know what you're talking about, but you have no clue what's going on. And you're just showing what dimension you're really on. So you're on probably 1 or 2. Have a good day. Anyway, ignore T, because T has issues in its tissues. And we'll just keep going. So, when you match up with that higher self and you see that image of yourself, your body gravitates to that. T, I'm about ready to just really share something that might help you. So, that energy matches with you. Okay? And then you become that image. So now the hair is healthier, it's stronger than what I've ever imagined, and I have a good relationship with my hair. And I like to wear it twisted. I like to wear it in braids. I like to add natural braiding material onto my hair that helps to protect it while we're going through this radiation. Now pay attention, T, because this radiation will affect people differently, T. I want you to understand that. You're pointing fingers and coming in here with judgment, so you might need to look in the mirror, because that sun out there is going to be your best friend. Yeah, it's going to be dating you. So, just know that. So, when you match that energy, it has no choice to become what you're matching. You become that. This is why it's really important, your thoughts that you're putting out and how you're connecting to what you are secretively creating. You keep the energy moving with that. Even if there's distractions outside, it doesn't really matter because the frequency is too low. But as long as you keep your energy up, it carries that vibration. So, allow yourself to move into that space, okay? And hold that. And I'm really happy that I made that decision and have a good relationship with the hair, and to get rid of the old thought process of belief with the hair, okay? So now when we take a step and we move into the healing and detoxing out of those beliefs and getting rid of energies that are kind of in the space that don't need to be there. What are some of the toxic type of things that are still kind of sitting with you? And energetically, how you move them out Okay, are you ready? So today, if you want to, today you can do a detox. That will be good for today and tomorrow. And you're going to work with the number 999. Okay, 999. Now, you get your glass of water and you write the 999 onto your glass and circle it. Okay, tap it 3 times. Put your water in it, and you want to drink that water at least 5 to 6 glasses of it. 7 is good throughout the day. And when you're doing that, the energy of that, because you're doing a detox, we're going to zero in on what do you want to detox. Is it detoxing energy that keeps repeating itself? Is it to detox some of the thought patterns of fear that's coming through? You want to get rid of that. Is it the energy of worry? Is it the energy of something that's just kind of playing in the background that's causing it? Thought patterns. Okay, so the 999, you're going to put that on the glass, and you're going to take that glass and you're going to hold it and you're going to say, this water I'm drinking as I'm doing this energy medicine for myself is going to help me break the old thought patterns and old timelines of those thought patterns of when they first originated. Okay, it's not enough to just say you're going to break the thought pattern. You got to go to the root cause of the thought patterns and where they first originated. The root cause. Okay, so this is going to be that detox. Now, when clients sign up and they do a 9-day detox program with me, they go through it. It gets in there and I get you set up. I lock in your frequencies. We're working on certain organs, working on your system. We're getting your body in that place where it needs to reset. Okay. Now, one of the things for me, being a 2-time survivor of cancer, and I can't say survivor. I don't like using that word. It's just a trade word. But a 2-time kick butt of that, of dis-ease that was out of harmony. I had to go back in on the second time and look at something, okay? So when we're working with the body and we're getting rid of these old patterns, we have to go back to the root. And it's the same thing when I say, okay, you want to give up smoking, you want to give up weed, you want to give up these addictions. I need you to go back and look at, when did you first start? When did that first start for you? What was the root cause of you doing that? Was it to fit in? Was it to look cool? Was it to, attract? Was it to just be, part of the group? What was it? Were you depressed? Did you have anxiety? You were trying to figure out how to calm it down? What's the root cause? What made you go and start that? Okay, everybody knows when they started an addiction. Doesn't matter what it is. If it's porn, if it's addiction to sex stuff, if it's alcohol, if it's gotta always constantly have it no matter what. Even if you're spiritual and you're doing spiritual journey and you're constantly addicted to certain spiritual drinks that you have, or you have to do certain spiritual things, and it's a constant. Some medicines are only to be done when there's a calling for it, not because it's in your head to keep doing it because, oh, well, I need to go get it. I'm in this vicinity, or I'm doing this and I have to go get. No. Is there a calling for that? Or is that an addiction? Is that a behavior that you have to go do that? Okay? Anything that's just, I have to have it. It's that addiction to it. So, and I'm talking about the things that can be harmful to you, not your fun things like you're going out and getting crystals and books and stuff. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about harmful things that are harmful to your light, to keep your light shining. That's harmful. Okay. So once you realize what that root cause is, you can go back and undo those timelines. You can stop consenting to those timelines. Okay? That's one of the things that you really want to step into that. You can stop those timelines. Okay? So, let's dive into something. When we talk about healing, you can't fulfill your sacred purpose if your health is not right. But here's the thing. Sometimes your sacred purpose will reveal itself through an illness. Sometimes that doorway of the illness, when it comes in, is a death of the old self, of what caused you to get to that point. That part of you dies. And then you go into a rebirth and you come out in a higher energy. That's a newer you. This has happened to a lot of people. Hope you're paying attention, T. That have gone through something so traumatic in their lives and became ill from it. And your life force is teeter-tottering between staying and going. You know, don't want to stay, don't want to go. You're kind of in between that. This is the difference when it calls in that spontaneous healing. Okay? In order for you to tap into that divine source light energy to flip the current situation of what you are experiencing, you have to be willing to do this. And one of the things that you have to be able to willingly do is forgive yourself, forgive others, let go of people that are in your circle that are no good for your energy to be hanging around with. You have to walk away from it, even if it means family. You have to be willing to walk away from things that are not divine for your divineness. If it has false light tied to it, it has low frequency tied to it, and when it has things like the low vibration to it, to be harmful, to be judging. Okay? Judgment within itself is harmful. Why are you judging? What are you doing? Okay? You have to be willing to let go of that. Okay? You have to be willing to strip down all the stuff that has been sucking the life force out of you so that you can be this vessel that's only going to be connected to 100% of source energy, divine love energy. That is going to be your battery, 100%. You do not have time for your energy to get wrapped up into bills because they'll make you ill. So we switched the word from bills to making a payment. Got to make a payment. Because that sounds like a better energy than saying bills. Because of that ill on the end. You're already dealing with an illness, so we don't say that word. Okay? Then you're watching what you interact with on your social media, your TV, and even your radio and music, what you're listening to. Is it a high frequency? Is it a low frequency? What's the energy? How's it responding to your body? You're trying to heal yourself, of something that's coming in that's invading your livelihood and is causing you to not have the energy to heal yourself. Okay, now let me put this here just because this is YouTube. I'm not a doctor. I'm not prescribing blah, 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 but I am sharing a personal journey that's happened with me and what I had to do. Okay. Your mindset of how you are going to change it has to be on point. You do not have time to go left, and then flip right, and then stand in the middle and say you don't know. You have to be so in the middle and so direct of what you're creating energetically to heal. And you have to trust yourself. You're going to build a relationship of trusting your intuition, your guidedness, talk. You're going to trust that. This is where it gets tricky. Now, don't get triggered by what I'm saying. When you are in that space of healing, you even have to look at where's your energy going, who's getting in your energy as a part of healing. Because not everybody is the right match to assist you in your healing. And sometimes, if you run into a really good healer, that healer will say, I'm not going to help you with this. You created it. You can uncreate it. Let me say that again. How this healer said it to me. I'm not helping you. I'm not going to come in and rescue you. Felicia, you created this. Why did you create this? You have the power to uncreate it. And if you can uncreate it, you will be standing in the most powerful medicine of your life because you will help others to see that in themselves. You can do this. But I am not going to come and be your coach. I thought about it and Spirit told me no. That you are going to heal yourself. Man, I was mad as hell. She told me that. I was like, fuck this shit. I don't feel like I want to do this crap. What do you mean you're going to not help me? Well, what kind of healer are you? You're not going to help me? Oh, I was mad. I was so mad. I'm looking at everything, and it's in that pivotal moment where everything stops and you're sitting in yourself and you're looking around in your place of where you live. You're looking at, is this fucking it? I work my ass off, go to school, get degrees, go and be of service, take care of sick people, and now I'm down. I have something that's threatening my life, and I'm supposed to just solve it. No, where's the doctors for me? Where's my meds? Where's my time? Oh, I went there. I went into that. And then it was like when she said, and when I shared with all of you in the other videos about that formula and how she ended our conversation on the phone with, you can come and put together any herb tincture things that you want. You can use my space and do that, create. I got all the different medicine plants here. You can put it all together. But you were going to heal yourself. And she said to me, everything on this planet, no matter what it is, can be healed. But you have to be willing to go into spirit and heal in spirit first, so that in spirit it will come down into the physical. That's that as above, so below, in case you didn't know. All right? She says, if A is the Cancer, what is B? What do you have to do in B in order to get C? I remember when she said that to me, and I snapped off at her and said, do you really think I want to be sitting here doing freaking algebra equations right now? What the hell does that mean? She says, listen to me. If A is Cancer, what does B have to be in order to get C? That's the formula. And she says, get to work. It hangs up. I was like, bam. Another thing, when you're healing, you have to be willing to get rid of the anger. You have to be willing to get rid of that anger. Some people, T, I hope you're listening, have that deep-ass anger in them that makes them strike out and be bitter beings. They forget their divineness. So when you strike out and you're doing that, you're coming from a place of woundedness. You're coming from a place of hurt, deep hurt. What's that wound? And this ties into when we're working in our sacred purpose and we're having a moment of trying to go. And then we have little hiccups that come along. That one saying, what if you never get? Oh, yes. This is that next part. You don't listen to other people's words spoken over you. Okay? This is what it means. You have to be so precise, so clear. You have to be in that space 100%. You don't have no space for nobody else coming into your space talking negative to you. Okay? You don't have that space. So I remember when they did all my lab work and they said, we got to get you set up for surgery. We got to do this and we're going to start you on chemo. And I said, no, I'm not doing chemo. Come on, I'm a licensed nurse. I'm not. Come on. I already know. You really think I'm going to do that? How am I going to heal myself and I got you shoving this toxic, I'm already in a toxic environment. I said, no. And the doctor said, well, we'll just talk about that later because if you don't do that, you'll end up dying. And I'm like, how do you know? I didn't tell you what my plans were. Are you in this body? No. I said, then don't speak over me. Stop practicing medicine and why don't you become the damn medicine? He just like, look at that word. They're practicing. Doctors are in practice. What are you practicing? Shouldn't you already walk in ownership of your medicine? Or are you still practicing? You see what I'm saying? Don't let anybody speak over you. Because this journey of your healing is between you and Creator. Nobody else. Not even your priest. Your pastors. Not even them. It's between you and Creator. There is no middle person. That's the relationship. That's the one you got to trust. That's the one you got to tap into. Okay? So, once I got in that space and had to pay attention to every single thing I was doing, I wouldn't even hang out with people that were cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. You know, I wouldn't even hang out at my family's house because I really had to stay focused. And if there was too much drama going on, it's like this. I can't be a part of that drama and trying to heal myself too. I don't have time for that. I have to take care of me. I have to be in that sacred space. And that's when you drop into your medicine. That's when you drop into, it wasn't a part of prayers, it was a part of acknowledgement of my connection to divine source. And speaking into that realm, I would like to heal this. How can I heal this? And once I learn how to heal this, I will teach others how to do it. And it wasn't an easy task. But once the angel of death showed up 3 days in a row, that was the final seal. And I'm so grateful I had that visit because it let me know that I had built up enough momentum inside of me and that I had those sacred visits of divineness that came in and helped me to center. And then all they wanted to hear is, are you staying or going? They were giving me a choice. You're going to stay or go? Okay, you're not giving me an answer today. I'll be back tomorrow. You're going to stay and go. Okay, you're not going to answer. Okay, I'm coming on a third one. Got to give me an answer. And I finally give him an answer. I'm staying. Boom. Everything lines up. Everything takes place. Spontaneous healing happens. And you're not the same. That old you has now died, has now just crossed over. The old you. All your old beliefs, your judgments, your hate, your anger, your jealousies, all of your old timelines that brought you to the disease part, gone, has to be put to rest. And now you got this new one that stepped in, that's got this new energy moving through. You don't think the same like you used to. You're different, and you know you are. You do things differently, and even your mother will notice you're different. You don't do the same things like you used to, because those things used to cause you stress that caused you to get in dis-ease. So you're not a part of that anymore. You're doing something else. You're dressing differently. You're hanging out with different people. You're doing different things. You're going through this dark night of the soul that is all about who are you now? Who are you becoming? Who are you birthing of yourself? Who are you becoming? Who are you birthing of? That's what you're becoming. So when we talk about those patterns and stuff, it's encased in a lot of avenues on us. It really is. From healing to money to moving to jobs to just being. It's all there. And sometimes we have to be willing to just say, you know what, I'm going to detox this out of my life. I'm not going to be connected to this anymore. And that's what that, when you tap into that, that's what brings that healing in. But you got to be willing to trust 100% that you can heal yourself. You have to be willing to do that. Yes, use your doctors for what you need them for. If you need to do surgery to get something moved out, I did. Got it cut out, whatever. But I went into that place. It was my choice. And I was on such a high vibration where I was tapped in. I changed the way I talked to the cells. And one of the stones I used the most was selenite. Selenite is a beautiful stone to work with. And selenite is all about, kitty loves to sleep. Your animals will love to sleep on it. But selenite. Love this. Great healing. Selenite. Likes to talk to the cells of the body. Helps to change them and lift them up and higher, because this is a high frequency to work with. So I was working with the selenite every single night. It was at the foot of my bed. I would lay it on my chest. All kind of things I was doing. Following instructions. And then the day when I had to go in, they checked my blood work. And he walks in, he's like, well, we can't find any more cancer cells. It's like, maybe we misdiagnosed you. And I said, no, you didn't misdiagnose me. I had to make a decision. And I chose to heal myself. It was me. I had to do it for me. You were just a catalyst to get me to see what was going on. You were bringing it to my attention. Now it's not there. Well, I still think you need to do the chemo. And I'm like, why? As a preventive measure. No, I'm not doing that. I have work to do. I got things to do. But thank you. You've been a great doctor, but I got to go now. Have a nice day. That was it. Here I am standing talking to y'all. Putting up with goofy people trying to come in here and be all cray-cray. I'm like, really? I'll print on your ass to get out of here. I'll help you lift up, okay, out of your goo-goo-goo. So the reason why I bring that in is because some people are going through some things right now. All right? This is my truth, and this is how I walk. I share it with you. And I believe everything that teacher, thank you for not coming in and rescuing me, because I would have never got the lesson. And I would have never stood in my full power of me to flip it, to take the poison and flip it into medicine. And that's what we have to do in our lives. Sometimes you just have to take it and flip it. But you got to be able to trust yourself. And sometimes you just got to detox. So that code 999 is a really good one to use, and drink it. And you set the intentions of what you want to break up. Repeat patterns, you want to detox from it. You want to release that. Okay? What is it? Then you can wipe it in constant water, put in water for a long time. Okay. So another thing that you can add to your detox, you know how you go, we talk about doing the detox baths and everything. A part of when we are cultivating and moving into new energy and you're wanting to keep the momentum going, you want to really keep your auric field clean, because there's so much stuff going on. You're stepping out, when you leave your home, you're stepping out into the vortex energy of everybody's thought patterns, how everybody's talking, what somebody just went through. experiences, emotions, you're stepping into that and you're walking through it. You're literally cutting through all that energy. And you want to make sure when you come back to your sacred space, your home, that you cleanse that off. And this is where that salt water, rinsing and cleansing with salt and washing with that sea salt, gets that stuff off of you. So another thing that's really interesting, and I have found the info in my book here, and this stone is called nephrite. It's a part of the jade family. Okay, so the nephrite, this one is all about healing. It's all about tissue regeneration, cellular mitosis. It stimulates the heart, the kidneys, the thymus, and the abdominal walls. It works with the throat chakra activation, increases expressions of self. When you put this into water, it causes the water to become a detox bath. Let me say that again. It causes your water to become a detox bath. So when you sprinkle in, say like you put your sea salt in, you're gonna put some baking soda in. Those two alone causes you to go into detox. It's relaxing, it's soothing. It actually helps to kind of make that water just right. So when you're in it, you're not absorbing all the other toxins and stuff. It actually neutralizes it. So that you're taking a good clean bath if you can't get to the river or the oceans. Um, so the nephrite works with that, and it comes from the jade family. Now, I got these back in 2019 before all the cray stuff happened, and I had bought like 6 of them. 6, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think 7 of them. And I was using them to do deep tissue massage because I was like, okay, well, these look like they will hold good heat to do that nice heated tissue massage work on people. And people loved it. I called it the jade massage. People love that. Yeah. You take the quartz crystal. This is one of my pieces. And you put the two together. They amplify. Then you put this in your bath water and charge it up. So now you got it all charged up. You're already drinking the 999. If you want to step it up, you can take charged water of the 999 and pour it into your bath water. Now here's the trick with detox. Don't stay in it beyond 45 minutes. 30 is good, but don't stay in it beyond that. You stay in too long, those hours, hour and a half, you'll reabsorb what you are detoxing, and it can make you sick. Okay, so stay in it in the time that you need to, setting the intentions that you're doing an energetic detox. Okay, so if anything comes up emotionally and you're detoxing, you want to just tell yourself, oh yeah, I recognize that timeline. I'm just going to release that. I'm just going to release that. You do the medicine for you. I'm just going to release that. Okay? After you go through that and you've been in there and come out, this is where you do that beautiful oil anointment on yourself. And then it's being in the moment. And when you detox, try not to go out running around afterwards. Okay, you want to kind of stay in the energy of the healing. You don't want to go running around. Let's go running around. Let's go to Ross. Let's go here. Let's go shopping. Let's go. Let's go really detriment ourselves. Let's go really whack up our emotions. Let's go to Winco. Can't handle Winco. It's just too much for me. I can't do it. I don't know what it is about that place. I can't do Costco. Sam's Club. Is there still Sam's Club? Or is it gone bye-bye? I can't do any of those places because it's something, I don't know, when I walk into those containments, warehouses I call them, I can't deal with that. There's no windows to let that energy out. It feels like there's a whole bunch of trapped junk in there. And I'm coming and I'm walking through, oh, hell no, I can't, nope, nope, can't do it. Nope, it's too, nope, oh, no. So take and use this and put these in your bath. Now you'll find these either in palm stones, might find it in a raw form, maybe slates. Perfect. Get yourself a piece of that. It comes from the jade family. It has an entirely more, a heavier energetic energy to it, where jade is more softer because it's in a thinner cut or of itself and it's softer. This has more minerals in it and it's grounding, but it's very detoxifying. Okay, so that's how you can have your detox bath. You can drink the water of that. If you were doing a 9-day program with me, we go through all your systematics, set that up. I activate the codes within you, and then you're drinking it, and you're going on a 9-day journey of detoxing energetically. And let me tell you, it brings up hidden stuff that you've forgotten about. And it comes up, and we clear it and get rid of it. I love doing the detox programs. They're great. They're awesome. So, any questions about that? What we just talked about, this ties into your sacred purpose, how you keep your energy flowing. You got to be taking care of the self along the way of the creation so that you're staying in that. Okay. These are, this stone definitely, you can put it in water. It's not going to have a problem. Your quartz, you can actually also, just remember with your quartz, these are programmable. All quartz. It's in your laptops, it's in your cell phone, it's in your watches. What was the name of that crystal again? It's called nephrite. Nephrite. I also put it in a description. Nephrite. Nephrite. Okay. Works really good. So set your intentions when you're doing your detox. And the number 9999, it means to be complete. To complete and release something so that you can step into more newer energy. So in this work, we're constantly, you're constantly shifting and things come up. And when things come up, you have to be willing to look at that. So people are already talking about 888. I checked our 888 already. I don't see a portal on it. August 8th. Yeah. It's going to be a heart chakra for sure, but it is guided by free will. That's what that 888 will be. It'll be guided by free will. And that's going to be the yellow rhythmic human. So, yeah, that's going to be interesting because we got to get through July. That's the one that's going to be amped up because of the 7. The 7 is dealing with source, dealing divine. Okay? Creation. The 7 is that creational realm, source. So next month, going into that 7 energy, this is where we're going to see more truth. And this is where it gets hard for people to hear the truth. You got to stand in it. And the truth is going to be, like, we're going to see it, we're going to feel it, we're going to know it. It's going to be amped up next month. I am not kidding. It's going to be amped. And this morning, just watching how Polaris was coming in, the sun. Why even have a window? Why even bother putting blinds there? It's almost like you see it, and then it's kind of like, you know, those movies and the Dracula movies where you would see the sunlight come in and it'd be like, you know. Well, it's kind of like you just see it coming in and it's so bright. The whole, I just lay there and I look at it and the whole window becomes so white. It just blends with the walls and it just emanates nothing but that light. And I just lay there and say, okay. And then I watch it. You guys got to watch this, okay? Pay attention. When you're just waking up and you see it come in, now watch. You'll see it come in. You see the light come in. And then you'll see it go like this. And then it'll stop. And then it'll get like brighter. And it'll stop. And then it'll get brighter. I'm not talking about how it's rising. No. It's already up. But you're seeing the pulsing of how it's doing this. And each time it does that, it's sending that plasmic light. It's sending us to us. Okay, so there was a guy that was talking about the weather, and he was saying, yeah, we're getting ready to hit more of a geometric storm. The green is going to be engulfing the planet, and it's going to be like that. And I thought about that movie, Maximum Override. Because Maximum Override, remember that? That was done in either early 1990s or right around in there. And it's when all the machines, the trucks and stuff, had a mind of their own, and they were attacking the humans. Okay, that's on Tubi. It showed a picture of the whole planet engulfed in that green cloud that was creating all of that energy. And I said, wait a minute, they used it on that. And then they also used that imaging on that movie called Night of the Comet. Okay, that was another one. And I said, interesting. So just be aware how strong that's showing up. Let's take a look at a message for today. How did everyone like that card review for yesterday? I'm sitting with one of the spreads that I want to do on myself. So I'm just like, whoa. So we're going to look at Lemuria. Ooh, harmonic flight. Harmonic flight. And it's with that number 29, that 11 energy. Okay. And then I'll just pull one for the ancestors. Let's see what their message is for all of us today. What is your message and your affirmation for today for all of us? Father of Air, leadership. Father of Air, leadership. So Father of Air, leadership is number 36. That's at 9. Look at that. So I'm going to share something really quick before I close. I almost forgot. This is the King of Swords. I am a leader, not a follower. There's a lot of leaders. Be a leader. You're not a follower. Be a leader. Okay? When you're a leader, you help others to find themselves. So, remember I told you, I didn't understand about all the ancestor money, right? Okay? And once I did the research and I heard about it and then I listened to someone talk about it, I was like, oh, okay, still kind of checks and balances and still kind of karmically dealing with cleaning the slate so not to keep coming in owing. Okay, got it. So I'm going to borrow this really quick and I'll return it. I put these ancestor money on my ancestor altar. And I specifically told him, I said, look, I'm just going to give this. I'm not going to burn it. I'm going to leave this here in honor of that so that you can use it however you want. Just use it and know that I just give this and leave that with you. Okay? Use it however you see fit. That's what I said. Let it bring healing to whatever it needs to on the other side for you. Okay? That's all I did. Left it there. Put it there. I was saying 24 hours. Even after we did that binding clearing yesterday, I had energy show up and I was like, oh, okay, that was a binding cord. Glad I cleared that. Then I get this call, and then it was a client, a returning client. And so this client has me booked on Monday to do some energy bed things with her, to take her bed and to amp it up energetically for her, to reset it. So when she lays down in the bed, they're getting healing and their body is being revitalized. So I said, okay, we'll do that. And then she was wanting to talk to me about, she wanted to learn how to work more with codes and frequency, and if I would be open to coming and teaching some of that. And I was like, interesting. So when we talk about sacred purpose and we have our divine team with us, we just have to kind of remember they're here to help us. And you have to include them on page 1. Don't try to bring your divine team in to what you're doing on page 77 when you didn't invite them in at the beginning. Okay? It doesn't work like that. Bring your team in and do that. So just sharing. Another share that I've been experimenting with, there's 520. You want to take that number and just write it on yourself. 520. Circle it. But if you can write it in like a body paint red or a tattoo ink red, write it on there. Okay? Just write it on yourself. And then pay attention. Activate it. Tap it. Say, okay, you are an attraction energy. You turn to a number 7. This is all about creation. This is all about divine alignment. So you write that. You can write on your wrist, right here, and whatever bracelets you wear around your wrist, that will amplify that. Okay, like quartz crystals, Super 7 bracelets, aquamarine bracelets, really good for that. Wear it on there. Okay, then watch what happens. I will experiment with things first because I want to see what's going to happen. What does it pan out before I go and teach on it or share it? And then once I see something, I'm like, I'll make my little notes. Results. It's like, whoa, okay. Let's try something else. Okay. So let's try that out and see what happens. I can't wait to hear some of the feedback of what it did, because what do we do here? We talk about ways that we tap in and how we align with our words, with our divine Heka, with our energy, how we align ourselves, and then how we're constantly being aware of what we need to clear that's blocking us. You have to be aware of those things. And doing that video yesterday where we untied and did the vow breaking and undoing the binds that block the soul, that was cool. And you have to keep in mind too, when I'm doing that, I'm doing it with you. Because I'm testing it out. And I'm like, okay, this looks good. I like this. Let's do this. But like I said, I wait. What am I teaching today? What's the message? What do you want me to talk about? Today was actually diving into those topics because there's people who need to hear that. So they can make very good conscious choices and heal themselves. All right. All right, you are divinely loved. You're divinely seen. You're divinely heard. Therefore, you are divinely aligned, divinely awake, and you do not live in that fear. Okay? You are divinely free. You have to remember who you are. Claim your light. And don't let the ones that like to stay in low vibration get underneath your skin, because they're just there to distract, because they have forgotten who they are. But your job is this: remember who you are and become that, and heal what needs to be healed. Sometimes your healing is just not you. You're here to heal your family and your generation, and it ends with you. And what a task that is. A lot of cleanup work. I love you right back, sending all those hearts back to all of you, trillion folds, okay? So, everyone, be good with your detox. You can use it for today and tomorrow. See how you do. Start tapering off before you get into Monday. Let tomorrow be the last of your detox. And we'll be on and I'll check in with everyone to see how you're doing. I will be starting my detox with you right after I say bye-bye. So be good to yourself. Much love. Ashe, aho, shalom. Bye.